What he notices first isn't just your looks. It's the shift in the room the moment you walk in. It's that unspoken energy, that quiet force, the kind that doesn't scream for attention but somehow pulls his eyes to you anyway. You don't even have to try. You are the spark. And whether he says it out loud or not, he feels it. Some women enter the room, and every man forgets what he was thinking. That's not charm. That's not makeup. That's power. And if you've ever wondered why he keeps looking or why he suddenly softens when you're near, it's because you're not just seen. You're felt. Your presence speaks before your mouth does. And what it says? He listens to it like a secret that only he was meant to hear. You are not loud, but you are undeniable, like a candle in a room full of shadows. You don't need to chase. You glow. And he notices the way you laugh, not forced but real. The way you sit, not trying to impress, just comfortable in your skin. The way your silence says more than small talk ever could. And that's when it hits him. He's not just looking at a woman. He's looking at something rare. In love, what pulls a man in deeper isn't noise, it's presence. And your presence holds weight. It holds mystery. It holds truth. Not because you're playing games, but because you're done playing roles. You're not here to be picked. You're not waiting to be saved. You're not shrinking to make him feel big. And he notices that too, that confidence, that self-trust, that I know who I am energy. That's what shakes him more than any curve, any lipstick, any smile ever could. And now, this is where your story shifts. Because you're not just a woman hoping to be noticed. You're a woman who knows what she brings. This is where you stop wondering what makes him stay and start understanding what makes you unforgettable. This is where you remember that you don't need to perform to be powerful. You don't need to chase to be cherished. You don't need to compete to be kept. You are no longer waiting, you are living, and he sees it. You've stepped into something sacred, something most women forget. Your power doesn't come from being chosen. It comes from choosing yourself. Now you're not just a woman. You're a queen, and he knows it the second you walk in. If this message touched something deep in your heart, if it reminded you of the quiet power you've always carried, then let us keep pouring into you. Like this video and subscribe to the channel, because we are working hard to create content that speaks to your soul, heals your heart, and reminds you every day, you were never average. You were always a queen becoming. Number 1. He notices the stillness before the storm. There's a reason he goes quiet when you enter the room. It's not fear, it's not confusion, it's recognition. He may not know what it is at first, but he feels it, the weight of your stillness. The kind of presence that doesn't shout, doesn't chase, doesn't beg to be noticed, but still shifts the air like lightning before a storm. And before he even understands why, he notices you. A woman who carries peace within herself is unforgettable. Not because she's loud, but because her stillness demands attention. The most powerful presence in any room is the one who doesn't need to prove she belongs. That's you. That's what he sees first. The steady heartbeat in a chaotic world. The eye of the storm, the one who stands calm, not because she has nothing to say, but because she has nothing to prove. He notices how you sit without adjusting your posture just to impress, how your silence isn't empty, it's full of knowing, full of fire, full of the strength it took to become the woman you are now. He sees how you don't try to pull him in, because real power doesn't pull, it draws, and he feels it in his chest before he feels it in his thoughts. Think of a storm gathering on the horizon. The wind slows, the sky darkens, the animals grow quiet. That's the energy you carry, calm, but not to be mistaken for soft. He notices the restraint, the self-respect, the mystery. You are not a loud forecast. You are the pressure shift he feels in his soul. He senses you're not just another moment. You're the moment before everything changes. And now, this is the moment where you rise into who you truly are. No more shrinking, no more waiting for him to see you, because he already does. And if he doesn't say it, trust me, he feels it. You don't need to chase a thing when your presence already speaks louder than words ever could. So to every woman hearing this, you are not overlooked. You are the stillness he didn't know he was craving. You are the quiet storm, and when you walk into the room, he can't ignore the shift. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I am the calm that shakes his world. Let it be known that your stillness is not weakness, it's power under control. And if this spoke to your spirit, if it reminded you of the power you've been carrying all along, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to create life-changing lessons for women who are ready to reign. Number 2, he hears the unspoken before he hears your voice. Have you ever walked into a room and without saying a word, he shifted, eyes lifted, his body paused. Something in the atmosphere changed, and you didn't even speak. That's not imagination. That's not coincidence. That's presence. What he hears before you speak is louder than your voice. It's the message your energy carries. And Queen's energy does not lie. He hears your silence before your hello. He notices the way your footsteps don't rush, the way you carry yourself like your story matters. He can sense what you've survived. He can feel the strength you don't show off. That's what hits him first. Not the smile, not the outfit, but the echo of everything you've been through and everything you've become. There's a quote that says, "Some women speak with their presence long before their voice fills the room." You are that woman. You don't have to explain yourself. Your aura has already spoken. And what does he hear? Maturity, fire, calm, that quiet kind of power that doesn't need to be loud to be unforgettable, like the warmth from a fire that hasn't even touched you, but you feel it. Think of a song with no lyrics, but one that still moves you. That's how your energy moves him. You are the melody, the moment, the mystery, and he feels it whether he understands it or not. He doesn't even know why he's pulled toward you, but it's not what you say, it's how you are. That softness wrapped in steel, that peace lined with power. You've stopped trying to prove yourself, and that's what makes him listen harder. Now this is where everything changes, because this isn't about waiting for him to see it. This is about knowing he already does. You just forgot for a moment. But now, you remember. You're not desperate for attention. You are the attention. You're not asking to be heard. You are the voice without sound. You're not waiting for him to recognize your value. You carry it in your silence. This is not a whisper. This is a roar dressed in elegance. You don't walk in to be noticed. You walk in to remind the room who you are. Write this in the comments, Queens, and claim it. He hears me before I speak. We are working hard to bring you life-changing truths because your power is not just seen, it's felt. Number 3. He notices the way you don't beg to be noticed. Have you ever walked into a room and felt his eyes land on you? Not because you tried, not because you called for attention, but because your energy simply couldn't be ignored. That's the kind of presence he notices first. The one that doesn't beg to be seen, but ends up becoming unforgettable. A woman who doesn't chase attention carries a mystery he can't explain, and he feels it before he understands it. You're not loud, you're not flashy, but somehow you become the center of his thoughts. Why? Because real presence doesn't have to raise its voice. He notices the way you don't force your worth into conversations. He watches how you let silence speak louder than desperation. You're not posting pictures to prove you've moved on. You're not laughing too loud to make him jealous. You're just present, steady, whole. That right there is your power. You are not playing games. You've simply stopped playing the role of the one waiting to be picked. As the saying goes, the flower doesn't dream of the bee, it blossoms and the bee comes. And you, beautiful lady, are in full bloom. He notices how you're not fidgeting, not looking around, not adjusting your posture for him. You sit in your own skin like it's home, and that kind of confidence, that kind of ease, it shakes him more than any red dress or lipstick ever could. Think of a candle in a dark room. It doesn't ask anyone to notice. It just burns, and yet the whole space starts to shift. That's you, the way you glow from the inside out, the way your calm makes the chaos in him settle, the way your stillness whispers, "I don't need to be chosen, I already chose me." That's what he can't stop noticing. Now is the time to remember who you are. You are not waiting for him to wake up. You are waking up to yourself. That moment he starts feeling your absence, even when you're still in the room, that's when he knows. He never had a grip on you to begin with. You don't need to beg for energy that was already drawn to you. You are not noise, you are gravity. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I don't beg to be noticed, I am the presence. Let that be your affirmation. Let that be your reminder. We are here, working hard to bring you powerful, life-changing lessons because you were never meant to chase. You were meant to reign. Number 4, he feels the way you respect your own space. There's a reason he pauses when you enter the room. He doesn't know why yet, but he feels something different. It's not just your looks, your voice, or the way you move. It's the way you sit with yourself. The way you're not reaching for approval. The way you breathe like you own your space. That confidence? It doesn't need to shout. But he hears it anyway. Loud, clear, unshakable. He notices when you walk in without shrinking, when you don't rush to fill silence, when you sit at that table and don't lean in to earn your spot. You already know it's yours. That's not attitude, that's ownership. That's presence, and he doesn't just see it, he feels it in his bones. There's a quote that says, "When a woman honors her own space, the world follows her lead." And he is no exception, because the moment you stop seeking his attention, he gives it without even realizing why. The moment you stop chasing his energy, he becomes curious about yours. You've stopped giving discounts on your time, your body, your heart, and he notices. Because now, you're not trying to be chosen. You are the standard. Think of a castle, not just tall walls, but sacred ground, protected, dignified, untouched by chaos. That's what you've become. You're no longer running into storms to prove your worth. You've built a kingdom so peaceful, so whole, he has to calm himself just to come near. That stillness, that energy, it commands respect without saying a word. And let's say it plainly. He underestimated you. He thought you would bend. He thought you would chase. But now, he's second-guessing everything because you're no longer asking for a seat at his table. You've built your own. And when he sees how much you honor yourself, he starts to question why he didn't value you sooner. This isn't about being cold or distant. This is about being sacred. This is about no longer folding yourself in half so he can feel whole. You know what you bring. You know what you offer. And when you respect your own space, he either rises to meet you or falls away, stunned by the silence you leave behind. Queens, say this and claim it in the comments. My peace makes him pause. If this message lit something inside you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to bring you the lessons that heal, the truths that awaken, and the words that remind you. You were never meant to beg. You were meant to reign. Number 5. He sees that you've stopped fighting to be chosen. There's a moment he doesn't expect, a moment that hits him harder than silence, harder than absence. It's when you stop fighting to be chosen, when you stop adjusting yourself to fit into his world, when you finally decide you're not in the race anymore. That's when he looks up. That's when he notices you in a way he never did before, because what he used to ignore has now become the one thing he can't reach. You used to wait. You used to explain yourself. You used to question, what does she have that I don't? But now you walk into the room and don't search for approval. You carry your own. That's what he notices first, that sudden shift in your energy. You're not performing, you're not reaching, you're not hoping he finally sees you. You've already seen yourself, and he can feel that in his bones. Once she stopped chasing, everything started chasing her. That's the truth of it. Attraction doesn't live in begging, it lives in becoming. And right now, you are becoming the kind of woman who turns pain into power and distance into dignity. He notices that. The way you stopped orbiting his world, the way your silence is not sad. It's solid, it's grounded, it's royal. Think of a lighthouse. It doesn't run up and down the shore asking ships to find it. It stands tall, it shines, and the ships come searching. That's you now. He may not have noticed your tears, but he will notice your transformation, not because you screamed for his attention, but because you removed it completely. And here's the truth, beautiful woman. When you stop trying to be chosen, you become the choice. He expected to find you waiting, but now he's the one watching your peace, watching your glow, watching the love you used to give him, now pouring back into yourself. This is where you stop surviving and start living as a queen. No more begging, no more proving, no more asking to be picked. The moment you stopped fighting to be chosen, that's when you became unforgettable. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I stopped fighting to be chosen. Let that be your truth. Let it be your power. And if this message awakened something inside you, if it reminded you of the strength you buried under that broken heart, we are working hard to bring you these life-changing lessons, because queens don't wait to be chosen. Queens reign. Number 6. He notices your glow isn't cosmetic, it's cosmic. There's a kind of glow that can't be explained, not the kind that comes from makeup, filters, or clothes. It's the kind of glow that stops him in his tracks, and he doesn't even know why. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it changes the entire atmosphere when you walk in. He notices it, he feels it, because it's not cosmetic, it's cosmic. It's the kind of glow that comes from a woman who has rebuilt herself in silence. A woman who cried in private but rose in public like nothing ever broke her. That kind of radiance, it can't be copied. He sees it in the way you smile, not because you need attention, but because you've made peace with yourself. He feels it in the way you move, not seeking validation, but standing firm in your own value. That's the moment he realizes your glow isn't something he gave you, it's something he could never take away. Stars don't beg the sky to notice them, they just shine. That's exactly how your presence works. You don't have to try hard. You don't have to prove anything. The light you carry comes from pain that didn't destroy you, from battles that didn't break you, from endings that became your rebirth. He doesn't always understand it, but he can't ignore it either. It makes him look twice. It makes him quiet down. It makes him wonder what kind of woman walks into a room already knowing she belongs in it. Imagine a city at night. Most lights are artificial, easy to turn off, easy to replace, but then there's the moon, still, strong, silent, and no matter what else is happening, he can't help but be drawn to it. That's you. You're not competing with noise. You are the calm above it, the glow that doesn't flicker, the light that doesn't need permission. And now, it's time you start seeing it too. You've cried enough. You've doubted enough. You've given too much to people who couldn't even see you. But now you don't need to be chosen. You've already chosen yourself. This glow you carry, it's earned, It's sacred, it's yours. So let him notice, let him stare, let him wonder how he ever thought he could walk away from something this powerful, because your glow, it's not a trend, it's a truth. Write this in the comments and claim it, queens. My glow is not cosmetic, it's cosmic. We are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons that remind you who you truly are. You're not here to be dimmed, you're here to rise and reign. Number 7. He feels the weight of your absence. Even when you're in the room, there's a strange kind of silence he feels when you're near, but no longer reaching. It's not cold, it's not loud. It's the kind of silence that speaks louder than every word you used to say, because once he had all of you, your laughter, your energy, your warmth. And now, you're still in the room, but your heart has left, and he feels it, like a house with the lights on, but no one truly home. He looks at you and wonders why your eyes no longer search for his, why your energy no longer leans toward his presence. You sit just a few feet away, but emotionally you've moved galaxies ahead. That's what shakes him. Because nothing haunts a man more than the realization that the woman who used to pour her soul into him is no longer trying. She's glowing, she's grounded, but she's not reaching. And that absence, he notices it before anything else. As the poet once said, the deepest silence is the one that speaks what words never could. That's the silence you now carry, not out of anger, not out of revenge, but out of growth. And he wasn't ready for that. He wasn't ready for the day your energy stopped chasing, stopped begging, stopped proving. He never expected you to outgrow the pain he caused. Imagine a candle once lit only for him, flickering soft and steady. But over time, as his attention faded, so did the flame. Not into darkness, but into a glow too powerful to be confined to his hands. Now that glow lights up your world, not his. And when he sits in a room with you, what hurts him most isn't your words, it's your peace. Because peace means you've detached. Peace means you've let go, and he is no longer your center. That's what he notices first now. Not your smile, not your scent, not your presence, but the loss of access to your spirit. The emotional door he once had a key to. It's sealed. And the woman sitting across from him, she's no longer the same. She's becoming untouchable. And now, beautiful lady, this is where you remember who you are. You are not broken. You are not waiting. You are not hoping for a man to notice your worth. You are the worth. You are not silence. You are the sound of becoming. You are not absence. You are presence refined. And from this moment on, you walk like a woman whose value is never in question. Queens, write this in the comments and own it. My absence is louder than my words. Like this video and subscribe to the channel because we are working hard to bring you these powerful, life-changing lessons. You deserve to feel seen, to feel strong, and to never again forget. You were never easy to lose. He was just foolish enough to let you go.